Well, it is currently the 21st of December 2012, and well, for all of you watching here that have been thinking the world is going to end today, well, at least it looks like we're all still here. So, yeah, there was that. Let's talk about real and actual factual weather stuff now, though. We are continuing to watch Invest 93W. Actually, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center has upgraded this to a low potential of development in the next 24 hours. JMA still keeps it as a low pressure area, continuing to push off here towards the west. Meanwhile, across the southern Philippines, and that's what I'm going to talk about first, you're seeing some heavy rain showers, unfortunately, due to this very weak tropical disturbance moving through right now. We see these isolated scattered thunderstorms actually out of the radar out of Cebu. Now, it doesn't go as far south as portions of Mindanao here, but we are seeing some thunderstorm activity on another radar coming across this area. So there is the rain showers, and the threat here is that this ground in this area is quite unstable, especially in some of the mountainous terrain where you have lost a lot of trees that really grounded that surface together. And when you get, say, this a weak disturbance pushing through right now, it is bringing an abundant amount of rain, and that's where the threat is. Actually, right here on the model outlook, you can see the no gaps is continuing to move that moisture across there, going through your Friday, and even in the Saturday, still seeing some thunderstorm activity. And as shown here on the trim satellite imagery, you are seeing some areas adding up to right around about 50 millimeters in the past 6 hours in some isolated areas there in southern Mindanao. So really a big threat there at this time. But what we're going to also talk about is that low potential of development spinning out here in the past 6 hours. You can see those rain just pushing off. That is still developing. Looks less organized actually from yesterday at this time. This is what it looked like yesterday. Now really lost that center of circulation, but we're still continuing to watch it as some of the model guidance is continuing to grab at this. Now, what GFS was doing, it was really developing the storm system. It looks like it has slightly backed off at this time. But on the contrary, a few other models are starting to pick up on it, including the UK model, pushing it off here towards the west, no gaps, and also the CMC. Now, CMC not the best for tropical activity, but there is still a various of models continuing to push us on this westerly track. Now, at this point, I do think that it is likely going to develop into a tropical depression, very possible. Now, will it become a full-fledged typhoon? Honestly, my opinion, at this point, looking at satellite imagery, conditions available are available for intensification. But it seems like the current initialization of the storm really is going to allow it to stay at this weak state. But still, like I said actually 3 to 4 days ago, lots of time to watch this. This is going into Monday, and then Tuesday, Christmas Day, no gaps, still expecting a low pressure area at the very least pushing across the southern Philippines. And at the least, what that is going to do is bring the risk of some severe flooding in the portions of this area that do not need it. But at least the models are backing off on it. The storm has dispersed as far as the overall central convective activity. When in layman terms, that means it doesn't look as sharp as it did yesterday. But we are still going to continue to watch it. It does look like it still has the very decent potential of developing into a tropical system. So throughout the coming days, we're going to continue to keep you updated here at westernpacificweather.com. Meanwhile, into the north, a low pressure area pushing across eastern China. That's going to push off towards the east. Japan, expect a wet Saturday on tap for you. So everybody watching across much of Japan, it does look like rain is going to be in the forecast, and then temperature is going to drop back off, actually going into Monday and Tuesday with some significant snow on the west coast here as that Siberian high starts to work its way back in. Speaking of Siberian high, take a look at this. And we'll actually end on this note. The pressure on this bad boy up here towards the northeast over Mongolia, 1,064 HPA. That is one massive high pressure system, keeping things bone chilling out here. Talking about temperatures dropping around minus 30 to minus 40 degrees inside this high pressure area. So very chilly off there towards the north. So if you are in the tropics, at least you have the warmth. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there, and let's hope that we can get through December 21st, because there is one thing that is for certain. Tomorrow will be December 22nd.